Shabbat Shalom. And you know that word shalom, right? It means peace, and I think we can only hope for peace and blessing. I'll share like two crazy stories. I was in Israel last Shabbat. I was woken up. My alarm clock, just in case people think that, this is really easy for everybody, my alarm clock last Shabbat morning in Jerusalem was an air raid siren. And you may have heard that there was a rocket that hit near the Ben Gurion airport. We had already left Israel, but we were still up in the air, weren't we, Kelly? We landed in Poland on our way back to the U.S. And Newark was a mess, I think, as everybody heard. But we landed in Poland to the news that there had been a missile from the Houthis in Yemen. So maybe, I don't know if we're live yet, but if the Houthis are watching us, just please stop already, would you? This is enough already. And we just wish shalom, we wish peace for everybody far and near. You're here on a great time. We call this Shabbat together. And look at what's brought us together. You remember this thing, which is a way that we just kind of like say, yay, right? Do that once, would you? The Sinai Mountain Ramblers, an incredible klezmer band, are going to kick this off tonight with a song called Alla Breeder, which means we're all related. How does that sound? Like we're all connected as brothers and sisters. So I'm going to turn it over to them to bring us in as we celebrate tonight. Should we celebrate Shabbat? We celebrate the Gutmans tonight, Nancy and Fred.
Like a bridegroom loves his bride, a bride loves her bride, a groom loves his groom. Big faces, but we sing with joy. Wir seien alle Brüder, oi, oi, alle Brüder. Wir singen fleißig wieder, oi, oi, oi. Wir hatten sich mit oi, oi, sicher nicht. Das Sache ist nach Tuma keinem, oi, oi, oi. Everybody, oi, 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 oi. Seiden alle einig, oi, oi, alle einig. Sie mir seien wildes wenig, oi, oi, oi. Und wir lieben sich doch alle, oi, oi, sich doch alle. Wie der Gossen mit der Kalle, oi, oi, oi. Ja, 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 nein, 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 little boys. Seiden Pflegmunter, oi, oi, Pflegmunter, singen in der Tanzen und der oi, oi, oi. Und wir seiden alle Schwester, oi, oi, alle Schwester. Also ich Kuchen und Schwester, oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 nein, 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 nein,
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome tonight to Temple Emmanuel for this incredible celebration. We are going to continue in the prayer books. As you open them, there are numbers at the bottom of the page. You're going to want to, throughout the course of Shabbat, look at the blue ones at the bottom of the page if there are more than one set of numbers there. The blue ones in the brackets at the bottom of the page. You're going to want to be on pages 120 and 121 for the candle blessing. We'll turn to Nancy Gutman, inviting up Nancy in order to bring a little bit more light and a little bit more blessing into our world. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotov v'tzivonu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. As we pass out some extra sweetness, thank you to our candy passers. We look on page 142. Shalom Aleichem. We welcome the Sabbath in song, in celebration of our friends, and in honor of this beautiful day. Shalom Aleichem, page 142. Shalom
Shabbat Shalom. We are going to take a moment. You should have gotten a piece of chocolate. Do you want to do this? You want to share the blessing with everyone tonight? Come on in.
Yeah, you can be the anchor then.
So, are we doing the three? So this is something that I learned from my grandmother of blessed memory, who, if she were alive today, would probably be 130 years old or something like that. I don't know. But she used to give us chocolate kisses on Shabbos. And we brought it here many, many years ago. And that's what we do. So hold your hands up like this. This spells, with the two hands spells the name of God. And repeat after me. Yivarechecha Adonai.
Yivarechecha Adonai.
V'yishmerecha.
V'yishmerecha.
May God bless you.
May God bless you.
May God keep you.
And
May God keep you. Ya'er Adonai. Panav Elecha. V'yichuneka.
V'chuneka.
May God's light always shine on you.
May God's light always shine on you.
And be gracious to
And
you.
be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai,
Yisa Adonai.
Panav Elecha,
Panav Elecha.
V'yasem Lecha,
V'yasem Lecha.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Among all the gifts that we have been given in this life,
Among all the gifts that we've been given in this life,
may we feel the gift of Shalom,
may we feel the gift of Shalom,
most holy in our hearts.
the most holy in our hearts.
Amen.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. So now take the chocolate that you have and give it to someone else. If you've eaten it already, that's okay too. But go ahead and share the goodness and share the blessing. Our service will continue now with the ark door open. And as we do that, why don't you go ahead and stand right now, if you're able to do so. We are on page 146 as we continue with Baruch Hu. Towards the back of the books, page 677. Open our eyes. Open up our eyes. Teach us how to live. Fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as we lead us to your way.
seated. Turn to page 154 and continue those beautiful words that are wrapped around our beautiful sanctuary, the words of Ve'ahavta.
ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On page 161. Let's read together at the top of the page. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will.
Turning back to page 158, our Song of Freedom, Michamocha.
See that?
It's amazing what you can find in the footnotes and in the margins. Turn to page 163. It's one of the observations that I think, especially after an exhausting week, really jumps out. Page 163. But don't look like at the top of the page or whatever. Look at that little footnote at the bottom. That line that was composed, I'm sure, over a century ago that says that more than the Jewish people have kept the Sabbath, Shabbat, Shabbat has kept the Jewish people. And just let that resonate. Let it be a guide for us. Page 162 at the top, Vishamru. The ark doors are going to be open. We're going to stand on page 164 as our prayers continue. With the ark doors closed, you're welcome to take your seats. And our prayers will continue silently now through page 178.
Shalom
Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam.
Shabbat Shalom, friends. On Shabbat together, we celebrate birthdays, and so, because we are such a beautiful and holy group gathered together, let me just see by show of hands whose birthday it is tonight. I'm sorry, not tonight. I should say, look, I'm still like jet lagged. This is the month of May, right? Who's got a birthday in the month of May? We got a few all over the place. Now, good. I'm going to come over to you real quickly. And you're going to tell me your name, you're going to tell me when your birthday is. If you want to tell me how old you are, you can do that. I'm also going to give you a special, I'm going to get to you in a second, all right? And we're going to give you a little something. You can get something sweet from our friends over at Dewey's. Even though it doesn't say that it's here in Greensboro, this is the one in Greensboro. It's your birthday this month. Tell us who you are, how old you are. I'm sorry, what's your birthday? And if you want to, how old you are.
My name's Zoe. My birthday's May 1st, and I turned 18.
18. Here you go. Who else in this area, birthdays? Oh, we got one way over here, and one over here, and one over here. I'm going to try to make my way as best as possible. Here, scooch over a little closer. What's your name, my friend?
David Delman, and my birthday is May 31st, and I turned 73.
Amazing, David. Here you go. And let's see. All right, you got to speak up, okay, so we can all hear you.
My name's Benjamin. My birthday is May 9th, and I turned 12.
Let's hear it for Benjamin today. All right, so when I did ask that crazy question, whose birthday is it today? Bingo. Coming back over here to a guy who, by the way, thank you to you and to the Sinai Mountain Ramblers for the music tonight. Let's hear who you are and tell us birthday and if you want to, how old you are.
My name is Gary Silverstein. My birthday is May 17th, and I will be 67.
Amazing, man. Whew. One of the best mandolin players, if not the best. It's not a competition in the state of North Carolina. Give him that thing with your hands, you know. There you go. Do we have anybody in this section here real quickly? May birthdays, May birthdays, May. I'm not looking at you yet. All right, how about over here? Anyone over here? Yeah, let's hear. Who are you? Birthday, and if you want to tell us.
Wendy Cutler, May 14th, and I will be 69 starting the next decade.
Wow, congratulations, and here is something sweet for you. Anybody over here? Over here? Huh?
Me. I'm Gene Baruch, and on May the 28th, I'll be 83.
83. By the way, that qualifies you, you know, for a second bar mitzvah. So, Yasher, all right, let's see. You want to hear a cool name? Listen to this name, okay? Because, you know, we got cool names in this family. What is your name?
My name is Serenity.
Wait, did you hear that? Name is Serenity. Everybody take a deep breath. Isn't that amazing? And when's your birthday?
May 2nd. I just turned 9.
Just turned 9, May 2nd. All right, go get some ice cream. Anybody else? Listen, this is, the April Flowers Bring May Showers month, and we just bestowed blessing on all of you who are celebrating in May. We celebrate together with you, and may this time of celebration bring goodness and blessing, good health, and goodness in your life. Let's sing Yom Huledet Sameach. We'll sing it in Hebrew. Then we're going to sing the translation in English. I think you know the translation in English. It's that one. Yom Huledet Sameach. Ready? Yom Huledet Sameach.
So the rabbis tell us that there's 600 root souls in the world. 600,000, root souls. That's the number of people that were at Sinai. And every Jew that lives after that, there's 14 plus million Jews in the world, has part of one of those souls, okay? This is called Gilgul Nefashot in Kabbalah. sometimes it's translated as reincarnation, but it isn't that, okay? It just means that all of us were standing at Sinai, okay? 600,000 and part of the souls that we have. Now, I don't know how seriously I took that until my young grandson moved in with us and his family during COVID. And at that time, we developed a very loving relationship between Grandpa and the grandson. And after he'd been living there several months, I said, darn, I know you, okay? In a previous life, we were best friends. And he stops a little bit, and that's kind of been going on ever since COVID. And he believes that, as I do, that in a previous life we were best buddies, okay? Last week, my second grandson gets on the phone, and he says, you know, Baba, which is what they call me, we were best buddies too. Okay, 4 years old, 4 and 7 years old. So now I want to tell an absolutely true story because it is part of my soul that happened in the 1600s in Krakow, in the Kashmir section of Krakow. Some of you have been with me in the Kashmir section. But at that time, I was sleeping, and my name was Isaac, and I was sleeping next to my beloved wife, Nechama, who today is called Nancy. Okay? And as I'm sleeping, all of a sudden I have this dream, and I wake up, Nancy! Nechama, I have to tell you my dream. I have to really tell you my dream. I dreamt that not here in Krakow, but in Prague, there is a bridge over the river, and it goes right into the castle of the regent there, of the king there, and underneath that bridge, there is a pot of gold. Nechama, alias Nancy, looks at Isaac, alias Fred, and says, go back to sleep. And then what happens? The next night, Nechama, I had the same dream again. She says, go back to sleep. This goes on night after night for almost a month. And finally, this Nechama, who actually understood the nature of marriage quite well, says to him, you know what? You are a total nutcase. But unless you go to Prague and look under that bridge, you will never be the same. Every night after night, it's always the same. I can't sleep like this. For your own health and for the sake of our marriage, Isaac, you have to go to Prague. So Isaac went to Prague, and sure enough, he sees this bridge that he had seen in his dream. And he goes across the bridge and then goes underneath the bridge and starts digging. And all of a sudden, the guard says to him, hey, what are you doing down there? He said, come on up here. Tell me what's going on. And poor Isaac goes up there and tells the man, the guard, the dream. And he says, you Jews are really something. You're nutcases, all of you. He said, but in this case, you know what's really funny? I have had for the past month a dream. I've had a dream that there was some Jew in Krakow that behind the stove in his house, there was a pot of gold. And Isaac looked at him and said, really? Yes. There's not a pot of gold underneath this bridge, but somewhere in Krakow, there's this lunatic Jew who doesn't even know that in his house he has a pot of gold. Isaac really realizes it's him. He goes back. His wife looks at him crazily. He takes a sledgehammer, opens up the wall, and sure enough, there's a pot of gold. And he is wealthy for the rest of his life. And he's so wealthy that there is a synagogue named after him that he started called the Isaac Synagogue. You and I have been there. Hank Brutt sang in the Isaac Synagogue. Those of us who've gone on the March of the Living know that synagogue. I was there. Nechama was there. And what does the story really tell us? That often you can find a pot of gold and you might not even expect it or know it. 400 plus years later, I can tell you that Nancy and I found a pot of gold in Greensboro. We found a pot of gold that consisted of wonderful friends. We found a pot of gold that consisted of a great community. We found a pot of gold that consisted of an incredible staff with whom I worked for 26 years, led by Laura. I found a pot of gold in the extraordinary relationship that I have with my brother and my best friend, Andy Corin. The love that Nancy and I were privileged to give was matched many times over by the love that we were privileged to receive from this community. Now, I'm not sure. Atlanta is not necessarily Prague. But I'm not sure if we will find another pot of gold in Atlanta. But with 2 kids, 4 grandchildren, and another one on the way, Nechama, Nancy and I are hopeful. We can never adequately say thank you to all of you for letting us be a part of your lives and for your incredible friendship. A great marriage therapist, one of the greatest in the world, Nancy, told me a few days ago that people need 3 things socially. We need close friends and family. We need acquaintances, and we need community. And I thought that was so profound. Close friends, family, acquaintances, and 3, community. And what's amazing about it is that's what's on the cornerstone from the 1907 temple that's outside. Kila Kadosha Am Yisrael, a holy community among the people of Israel. That's what the people here, some of their souls are here tonight, who founded this congregation in 1907. That's what their goal was. That was their mission statement. That's also the same thing that we found in this week's Torah portion, where it says, speak to the entire community, the community of Israel, and say to them, you must be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. And what's interesting, and this is why it's one of my favorite passages in the entire Torah portion, it doesn't say you have to pray, you have to meditate, you have to go sit under a tree and appreciate nature. It goes after that. The first thing it says, you got to have respect for your parents because they're your greatest teachers. You got to observe the Shabbat. If you want to be a community, you have to be together. But then you have to do things. The Torah portion says, this is the way that the Jewish community is going to welcome the stranger. We're not going to hop them off the street and throw them out of this country. This is the way that we are going to treat, this is in the Torah portion. This is the way we're going to treat people with special needs. This is the way we're going to educate our kids. This is the way that we as a community, according to the Torah portion, are going to show respect for our elderly. This is the way, according to the Torah portion, that we as Jews, as a Jewish community, are supposed to love and respect one another. One of the greatest rabbis and teachers I ever learned from was Reb Zalman Shapir Shlomi, who said the only way to get it together, Fred, is to get it together. Together is better. Together in community is better. So my little speech tonight, I want to end with a little bit of Torah, but something I think is very, very serious as well. So in Lublin, there was a rabbi, Rabbi Meir Shapiro, who quoted Rashi on the line, and the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the Nile, and her maidens walked along her on the side of the Nile, and she saw a box, a little ark containing Moses among the bulrushes, and she stretched out her arm, and she grabbed it. Now the Nile's a pretty darn big river. My arm and Miriam's arm is only a certain length. So the great medieval commentator from 1,000 years ago, 1,100 years ago, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzchaki said, this is when a miracle occurred. Because part of the miracle was that it was there, but she stretched out her hand even though she knew it was not long enough. And then a miracle occurred and God extended her hand and she was able to grab the little basket or whatever it was. And because of that, the history of the world and the history of the Jewish people changed. Now I want you to remember that. Because in December of 2023, together with 20 other rabbis from the United States, I visited a place called Kfar Aza on the Gaza border. The place was totally destroyed. It was a kibbutz. Living there was a 26-year-old dual citizen of Great Britain and of Israel named Emily Damara, a young woman, British and Israeli, and she was taken hostage. She was taken hostage, and in January of this year, I think it was January 17th, she was released. Yesterday, a Pulitzer Prize was given out, and Emily didn't like it. And she wrote the following letter. She says, "Dear members of the Pulitzer Prize Board, my name is Emily Damari. I was held hostage in Gaza for over 500 days. I was one of 251 men, women, and children and elderly people kidnapped from their beds, their homes, and a music festival. For almost 500 days," Emily says, "I lived in terror. I was starved, abused, and treated like I was less than human. I watched friends suffer. I watched hope dim. And even now, after returning home, I carry that darkness with me because my best friends, Gali and Zvi Berman, are still being held in the Hamas terror tunnels. So imagine my shock and my pain when I saw that you awarded a Pulitzer Prize to Musab Abu Toha. This is a man who in January questioned the very fact of my captivity. He posted about me on Facebook and asked, how on this earth is this girl called a hostage? He has denied the murder of the Bibas family. He's questioned whether Agam Berger was truly hostage. These are not word games. They are outright denials of documented atrocities. You claim to honor journalism that upholds truth, democracy, and human dignity, and yet you've chosen to elevate a voice that denies truth, erases victims, and desecrates the memory of those who were murdered. Do you not see what this means? Musab Abu Toha is not a courageous writer. He's a modern-day equivalent of a Holocaust denier. And honoring him, you have joined in the shadows of denial. This is not a question of politics. This is a question of humanity, and today you have failed. Now, if you know anything about Emily Damara, when she was captured, she was bleeding profusely from her hand. These two fingers had been shot off. Okay? She was given almost no care. She was given iodine while her blood coagulated and she survived somehow or another. When she was rescued or when she was released, they operated on her hand. And her hand today looks like this. Okay? Looks like this. And Emily Damari in Israel because of her hand and because of who she is and because of the strength of her character, became somewhat of a celebrity. And when her hand is held up, other people would hold up their hands like this. And it became an icon in Israel, not only of defiance and of resilience. And then the amazing thing occurred is that in American Sign Language, this means love. So it really became a big thing. Love, defiance, and resilience. This is the spirit of friendship and love, my friends. This is the spirit of dedication to tikkun olam that we have, to repairing the world, no matter how crazy the world seems to be. And it is crazy now. It is really crazy. So Nancy tells me, and I think she's right, how do you deal with the craziness of the world? And the answer goes all the way back to community, the Kehillah Kadosha. It's us. No matter how bad things are out there, we can have a beautiful community here at Temple Emmanuel. Now think about this. If someone, let's go back to the Rashi. If someone said, hold up your hand as high as you can, do that. And now make the symbol for love and resilience. But hold it up as high as you can, okay? And look around. This is community. Resilience and love. Caring and tikkun olam. Keep your hands up. Don't give up. Don't give up. As high as you can. And now, watch what happens. Raise your hand higher. Oh, come on, I thought you told me. I thought you told me that you had it as high as you can. Okay? You can put your hand down. This is what Rashi was saying. No matter how far we reach out, we can always reach out more. No matter how far we try to reach up, we can always reach out up more. And hopefully the story of Emily DeMar, the story of love and resilience, will continue to be part of our neshama, part of our souls in this generation. For 30 years, Nancy and I have lived here. Indeed, this is a Kehillah Kadosha Adat Yisrael. This is a holy community among the people of Israel. May it continue to be so. May it continue to be so. May it continue to be the pot of gold that it is. Nancy and I love you guys. Shabbat Shalom.
So, many May birthdays ago, we wrote a little song to honor Rabbi Fred Gutman. We thought we'd sing it tonight. There aren't too many people that have songs written about him, let alone songs that are praiseful about him. In the tradition, there are all kinds of songs of jilted lovers and all kinds of things and ballads and things like that. But this is a positive song, and this is for our dear friend and our teacher, our rabbi, And we wish you and Nancy, of course, the best. We love you guys. Just because. That's right. This will be fun. You ain't Cap Calloway at the Savoy Ball, nor Benny Goodman at Carnegie Hall, but you tap your toes, you will see, 'cause he likes to swing in a minor key. It's not a trumpet or sax, it won't make you mourn, but it sounds mighty good with an old ram's horn. He's a pious man with his tallest swaying, teaching the good book with his guitar playing. He's the swinging rabbi, hot as a candle. He's the swinging rabbi, come to your stand. Swing rabbi, swing rabbi, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. His wife's not Sarah, Rebecca, or Ruth. Drinks Manischewitz, not vermouth. Doesn't listen to sins in a musty old mood. Let's see, all right. His wife's not Esther, Golda, or Nellie. He met her down at the corner deli, dancing the horror, not the jitterbug. Tweak tables, they to cut the rud. They got the spirit, there's no denying. At holiday time, they got latkes frying, eating and dancing, singing and playing. Having a big time, that's what I'm saying. He's the swinging rabbi, hot as a candle. He's the swinging rabbi, to your stand. He's the swinging rabbi, like Abraham Moses. Swinging rabbi, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. His wife's not Sarah, Rebecca, or Ruth. Drinks Manischewitz, not vermouth. Doesn't listen to sins in a musty old booth. His skull cap to one side. He's got a bald spot he is trying to hide. He says his prayers with a special ring. He knows how to shake that thing. The sun's going down. It's Friday evening. It's Shabbos. The work week we're leaving. Like candles break bread, not all we do. Give thanks for family, friends, and the rabbi too. He's the swinging rabbi, hot as a kettle. He's the swinging rabbi, come to your shtetl. He's the swinging rabbi, like Abraham and Moshe. He's the swinging rabbi, his food is kosher. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. His wife's not Sarah, Rebecca, or Ruth. Drinks Manischewitz, not vermouth. Doesn't listen to sins in a musty old booth. He's the rabbi.
We had the occasion to be in Jerusalem just a couple of days ago. And, you know, there's a place there that's special to so many who visited it, a place called Yad L'Kashish, okay, which is, I guess, translated as lifeline to the aged. Maybe you have stuff that you've purchased there over the years, but there was just something that was calling out to us that would be fitting for you. You'll open this up. You'll see inside of here a couple of things. First off, there is a note from those of us here at Temple. And tonight, during the Oneg, there's like a little thing that you can fill out messages for Rabbi Fred and for Nancy. And we on the staff just wanted to share our love and blessing with you. But the other thing is that there was a little thing, and you'll see it because you'll open it. I don't want to open your gift for you. And it says there in Hebrew those words that come from the Psalms, if I forget you, O Jerusalem, right? And, you know, maybe you'll put this up on one of the walls, maybe in the place in Jerusalem. I have no doubt that you and your family will never forget Jerusalem. I also have no doubt that you'll never forget Greensboro. You all made your mark on this community, and it's something that we treasure with all our hearts. And I'll tell you something. This congregation and this community in this city will never, ever, ever forget you. So from our hearts, the center of our hearts, we want to present this to you with love and with blessing. Go in goodness and always, always come back. Many blessings to you. If you want to do that thing again, you can do it. So I think we have a couple of community announcements. I'm going to ask for Barry from the board to come up, and then we'll do a few more blessings, and then we'll finish with our concluding song, and we will make our way to the Oneg to celebrate with Rabbi Gutman and with Nancy.
Thank you, Rabbi Andy. President Andy Broad, make your way up here, please, for a moment, if you will. I hope you. Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. First of all, Rabbi Gutman, I want to say to you, you might want to read on page 5 in our handout that there's an item stating about mental health workshop moving to Atlanta. You and Nancy might want to consider when you're in gridlock on the 285. Oh, how I miss Greensboro. We miss you and love you. And I have to say, Rabbi Gutman, the greatest favor that you ever did Temple Emmanuel is the day you hired Rabbi Andy Corey. And I mean that sincerely. I know we all mean that. Now, one more announcement is that you'll be hearing a lot from President Andy Broad regarding on May the 20th, our congregational meeting. It's a lot of information, and please try to be here. Sign up for it. You will enjoy it. Now, Andy, if you'll come up here for a moment, President Andy, that is, there's not often in this world, and particularly in a temple or a synagogue, where a president is not worn out to the degree that he decides or she decides, you know, I want to do this again. So from your board of directors, here's a little gift for you, my friend.
Well, thank you.
And you're welcome. And that's my announcements.
This is actually very Fred-like for me because over the years, Fred would often call me up to the bima and I would never know what was happening. And I learned something. One of the lessons I learned from Fred Gutman was whenever I set foot in the temple, be ready to go up on the bima.
That's right.
To receive a bag. Oh, there's something in it.
There's something in it, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, open it up. You can tell people what it says.
It says 3443.
Think about it.
I'm not good at thinking at times.
You were president when?
2006.
And now?
It's 2020.
And how many presidents has Temple Emmanuel had?
3,443.
34, yeah.
34. All right, well, thank you.
Friends, we're turning to page 371 in our prayer books. Because as holy communities do, as a Kehila Kadosha does, we take time to think of those in our community who need lifting up, who are in need of healing, strength, and courage to make life blessings. So in the middle of the page, in page 371, you'll find a setting of our Misha Berach for healing. The first part of that blessing is a blessing for each of us that we have the strength to get up each day and continue to be inspired by the many blessings that we have been given in our lives. And then the second part of that blessing is for those we're thinking of who are in need of healing, healing of body, spirit, heart, mind. When we get to that part, we'll pause in the middle to share the names of those we're thinking tonight for healing, and we'll sing together with Debbie and Mitchell tonight. Let's offer the second part of this blessing for them.
Doors are open, bottom of page 586, we continue with Aleinu. even in our moments of greatest happiness, we also can feel the terror in our hearts as we remember those whom death has recently taken from us. We got the news just earlier today of the passing of Suzanne Lois Graber, and our blessings go out to Mark Podol. Suzanne was Mark's mother, and to Farrell and to the entire family. We're also remembering now Alice Isaacson. Again, blessings go out to the entire Isaacson family. The Isaacsons were among the founders of this congregation back in 1907. Alice, one of the matriarchs of that family, not from that original generation, but nonetheless someone who will be dearly missed. And we also learned earlier this week that Rabbi Arnie Task, who served this congregation as rabbi for roughly 20 years, for 2 decades, from the late 1960s all the way through the late 1980s, that he closed his eyes for the last time. And again, our blessings and our hearts go out to Judy and to the entire family at this time. We're also remembering the following individuals who passed away earlier this week and who we've had funerals for and memorial services for. We're remembering Brad Krantz of blessed memory, and we're also remembering David Mann. Tonight we're also thinking of those who, the anniversary of their passing, their yard sites took place during the course of this past week. These very precious individuals were Phyllis Adler, Joan Aronson, Amelia Badillo, Simon Baker, Kimberly Bates, Richard Becker, Joel Berkelhammer, Arthur Charles Cutler, Eugenia Leggett-Frank, Edward Goldenberg, Louise Goodman, L. Burton Gruber, Jack Gutman, Paula Hyman, Melissa Capel, Ronald Kotler, Emmanuel Lee Hugh, William Marks, Marion Newman, Shirley Pass, Gerald Ribicoff, Lila Roseman, as well as Catherine Thompson. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always live on as a blessing and as an inspiration, as together we all say, Amen. Friends, we're going to turn our prayer books now to page 598. I'm going to ask that we stand one more time, this time as a show of support and strength for one another, and we'll join our voices together with love and with remembrance, this very, very holy community, as we say these words together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'vyomechon, uv'chayei l'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau b'zman kariv imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach la'alam u'amei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipha'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithalel v'yithalal shmei kudsha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Da'amiran b'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imrama. Hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. May God, who creates harmony on high, send peace to us, to Israel, to the entire Middle East, to our nation here at home, to all humanity. As together we all say, Amen. We're actually going to move the microphones down over here. Stay standing, and I want to ask that you turn to page 645. At the top of the page there will be our concluding song tonight. When we are done, we're going to make our way out into the foyer for a couple of additional blessings, because there's a lot of us. Just kind of make your way to the far end of the foyer. Take a cup of wine or grape juice. We'll do a couple of additional blessings, and then we have a very special oneg, a very special celebration. Go ahead and move the microphone. Yeah, good. All right, and in addition to that, let me just remind you that tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock here at Temple is our weekly Torah study, Chevra Torah, where we will go into more depth on this week's Torah portion. Lichilach, as you head out on your way, Fred and Nancy, may you continue to be a blessing and to bring blessing.
Lechi
Shalom.